round 3. I'm having a shit ton of CS6 problems, so I'm probably going to go back to CS 5.5. There's nothing really good about CS6 other than you can motion track inside of it, which I will never do, because Cinema 4D and Bouger were so much better. You can add better light studios, better textures, etc., but I don't want to get into that because this is going to be a really long tutorial. I'm using CS6, by the way, because I made it in CS6, so I can't really downgrade it. But I'm going to be doing the sky trick, and yeah. So what you're going to want to do beforehand, you're going to want to go on YouTube and keep it a sky or space. I did a space journey, I think. Yeah, space journey, and I went to 50 seconds, and I used this part, and I flipped it on across the x-axis. So it looks pretty good. Obviously, here's what it looks like. So what you're gonna first want to do is you're gonna want to go to your clip and twixter it. And so I twixtered my clip at 1, I pre-composed it, and I brought it into my final composition. You're gonna want to find a way to think ahead of a way to transition it. I added flashes on an adjustment layer, so what I did was I added levels. I added CC radial blur. Let's open it up on a fading zoom, so it kind of zooms in. So if we take this in this way, here's what it looks like. Levels makes it a little brighter. I brought the whites up, and then light burst puts the icing on the cake. And just brings everything up, makes it more white. It has pretty much the effect of levels and radial blur, and it just doubles it. So right when it pops up, you can see the opacity for my sky is fading in. It's coming up. And it's still going. And then, yeah. So let's jump into the actual part of making the sky. So layer, news, composition, new composition, I'll call this sky. I'm gonna drag in your sky. I'm gonna drag in your like video of your sky. Lagging. I'm rendering in Cinema 4D too, so it's really slow. I'm gonna go to the part that I want, and I'm gonna flip this across the x-axis. So flip horizontally. So it's on this side because on my clip I need it to be showing on this side of the sky because this side has a building. And I'm gonna make it last 15 seconds. Split it. And now go to my final composition. I'll delete both of these. I'm actually gonna copy my mask. I don't wanna have to redo the mask for the fourth time, I guess. So I'll copy the mask, delete my sky, and make my adjustment layer not visible. So we're stuck right here. And it's right when the adjustment layer pops up, or right when the adjustment layer gets all bright, which is perfect. So I'm gonna bring in my composition 1, which is pretty much the same thing as my sky, except it's the right size stuff. So comp 1, drag it in. Hell. Let's see if that's good. I want it to be perfect. I'm not a perfectionist. Alright, it's perfect. Alright, so I'm going to put the opacity on 0. Go 20 frames forward and bring it on 100. And so now what we have is gets bright and then it opacity fades the planet in. And that's not what we want. We want the planet and the COD clip together in harmony. So what you're gonna want to do is make a track map. So we're gonna go layer, new, solid, and make sure it matches your composition settings, and drag it above your sky, and I'll click the eyeball. So here's what we have, and you're gonna want to mask around the sky. So I'm gonna just copy and paste my keyframes. So here's my mask. It's pretty quick because on my third try I just BS'd it and went real quick. And you're gonna wanna manually track it. So go for 10 frames and then just fix it up. Turn this layer off. Fix it up. Another 10 frames, fix it up, and then right when you get to when the Twixtor starts, which is pretty much right here, you can start going for like 50 frames and then changing it because it doesn't change that much on 1% Twixtor. I don't know if I covered that or not, but you're gonna want to Twixtor. I'm pretty sure I covered it. Sorry. And last tip, you don't want to make this black solid visible ever because it'll make it black. So just keep this always not visible, and then go to your sky, make that visible, and then go to track matte, alpha matte, black solid 4. So now if we go 50 frames forward, we have this planet in the background, and the masking doesn't have to be relatively good. You can go to your mask and then bring the feather up to 10. Just make it more smooth, less rigid on the edges. And yeah, those are my keyframes. That's where I changed it. When keyframe it at the beginning, right where you made your mask, and then just keep going and change it whenever you feel like changing it. The more you change it, the better. The more keyframes, the more accurate it'll be, but I just don't have the time to make a ton of keyframes. So yeah, so it'll come up like this, and then it'll play like a normal video, and it'll go in the background, and I wish I could RAM preview it. Let's give it a shot. I have this error. Yeah, I have this error. And I do this trick. I go to edit, I go to purge, and I go to all, and it doesn't do anything. I'm just gonna show you guys again. It didn't do anything. So yeah, it's being extremely gay to me, so I hate it. But I'm just gonna have to go through it by hand. Shoots. Actually, I'll put my color correction on too. Not the best color correction, but bear with me. Shoots. Let the frame load. And it's all moving, it looks really nice, and that's it. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. It's a really creative way to kind of be original, or a really original way to be creative. I don't know. I've used it a couple times. I've used it in both Enigma. You can't really see it in Enigma, but it was on the one of the Modern Warfare 3 clips. And I used it on Kiro and Terminal. And I think it looks pretty good. And yeah, I'm almost at 1.8K, really close to 2K. None of you guys have sent in clips except for like one person. I need more people to send in clips, obviously, or I can't hold a tournament, and I'll just use like, I'll hold a tournament, but have to use other clips. And let's try to hit, I know it's really unrealistic, but my goal is to hit 2K before summer, and summer for me is the 26th of May. So, I don't know, like the video up so that other people can know about me, and they'll get me known, I guess. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. This has been UsingAE. Swag out.